The train is coming.
Actually, Fanny, I don't think that train's a-coming anymore. A Georgia appeals court just tossed Fulton County DA Fannie Willis off the Trump election interference case.
I don't like clowns.
Play it.
Another day, another migraine.
I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. Let's say it for the record. I'm not embarrassed by anything I've done. I guess my greatest crime is I had a relationship with a man, but that's not something that I find embarrassing in any way. I don't feel like we've been slowed down at all. I do think that there are efforts to slow down this train, but the train is coming.
Actually, Fanny, I don't think that train's a-coming anymore. A Georgia appeals court just tossed Fulton County DA Fannie Willis off the Trump election interference case. Fannie Willis, the same woman who hired her boyfriend, who was married to another woman at the time, and paid his law firm $650,000 taxpayer dollars to work on the Trump case. Fannie Willis, who then took wild vacations with said boyfriend to Caribbean islands and Florida and the California wine country, Napa, Sonoma, and she doesn't even like wine. And we know that because she told us.
He likes wine. I don't really like wine, to be honest with you. I like Grey Goose.
Well, la-dee-da.
I bought him a bottle of wine while we were there.
The arrogance of these people, the I am better than you-ism of these people, anybody else on the planet, none of this happens. Maybe Elon Musk, but if it's not Donald Trump, never happens. But Democrats and the media did everything in their power to prevent Donald Trump from ever being president again. But in 32 days, Donald Trump will be president again. It all failed. Every single thing they tried to do to get Trump failed. Shakespearean, really, if you think about it. Joe Biden is going to leave office as one of the worst to ever do the job. And when the history is finally written, Donald Trump is going to be a great story of triumph.
His name is John C.
That's not what it's about. I literally looked up what the 4B movement was. If you don't know what the 4B movement is, Korean women had decided to stop having babies until they received equal rights. And their country was screwed because they weren't having enough kids. Their population was going down too quickly. I cannot believe that that was something that had to be done and that now we are at our rock bottom and this is where we are at. I feel like I'm in a different world today. This is so heartbreaking. I'm beyond words and feelings today. Beyond.
You are so full of shit.
So most of the 4B movement videos that I've seen on TikTok are made from foreigners, and I think Korean Americans or just Asian people living in the West, but not actually people living in Korea. So like I said, I live in Seoul. The Western media likes to really pick up on these sensationalist, provocative topics and then makes it into an article, and then everyone on TikTok follows suit and makes videos about it. I am 29, going to turn 30 this year, and literally all the conversations that I have with my friends around my age is about, oh my god, we're looking to get married, we need to find good partners, and we need to do this before it gets too late or we're just like aged out of their marriage market, you know. 4B movement in Korea is a very, very small fraction of the whole Korean population in general. It's just the Western media likes to highlight that part and make it seem like it's the biggest issue in Korea, which it really is not. I can promise you that. Don't believe all those sensational articles written online all the time. Most people in Korea still like the other sex, we want to date, we want to find love, we want to get married. Those are like the big majority. And it's only the small group of extreme radical misandrists. They just seem like the loudest because the most attention goes to them.
That's the truth.
Psychos.
You identify as a non-binary. Am I right?
Yeah, you know, that's not something I talk about a lot. To me, non-binary just means that I don't subscribe to the gender binary. I think gender is a social construct.
So you don't like being confined as a female?
So I also do identify as female, but I just like to challenge a lot of the assumptions that come with that.
So for me, I'm black and slow. What is a non-binary exactly?
Somebody who does not identify exclusively as a man or a woman. So someone might identify as not a man or a woman.
Oh, I see. So do you sometimes identify as a male?
No.
You always identify as a female, but sometimes as nothing.
Right.
What does nothing feel like?
Deputies learned those kids were just between the ages of 12 and 14 years old, and they tried robbing a man with a gun. Deputies say at least 3 of those kids were shot. One of them is still in critical condition at last check. When Harris County Sheriff deputies showed up here, they found one of the kids with several gunshot wounds. He was taken to a nearby trauma center in critical condition, as I just mentioned. And as paramedics were tending to him, 2 other kids were found with gunshot wounds. Both were taken to the hospital and are stable. Shortly after that, the suspected shooter, who deputies believe the teens were trying to rob, returned to the scene and turned himself in.
The incident occurred due to an attempted aggravated robbery that involved the juveniles attempting to rob the adult male. During the incident, the juveniles approached the male and they were displaying pistols. The adult male retrieved his own pistol and shot the juveniles.
Investigators say this whole thing happened late last night. So on Christmas Day, they tell us that 3 to 5 kids who were aged 12 to 15 years old tried to rob a man by gunpoint right here in the parking lot, which is where those children live, according to neighbors.
What do you think the founding fathers would say?
No! No!
Kaiser. What are you doing?
Look out of here.
Can you show me your booty?
What is that power stance? What is this? What kind of house do we live in?
They were too busy for a pup cup. I'm sorry.
It is a messed up world.